Yeah, it's been good. I think we've really just, like we talked about earlier, prior to spring ball starting, building that foundation, and we've played a lot of base defense, one coverage, a couple of different fronts, just trying to get guys to, get into a stance and be able to defeat blocks and run to the ball and tackle. We put an emphasis on the fundamentals of the game. I've really seen a big improvement. In that area, but we still have a long way to go.
Is it way too early? I know that you're not going to start working on a depth chart or anything, but to see those guys who are kind of coming to the top in terms of being counted on and maybe getting everybody else to follow their lead and stuff.
Well, we don't worry so much about the depth chart as we do is creating depth. I think that's what spring football does more than anything. It gives you an opportunity to get a lot of reps with a lot of different people. I mean, you want guys to get better, but on the same hand, you also want to create depth. I mean, it's pretty evident that Shaq Rowell and guys like that can play. But guys, when they're not in the game, if you can create depth behind that, it's going to make you a better football team throughout the course of the long haul of the season. At linebacker, there's about 6 guys that were, trying to get to compete. About 6 guys at corner that were trying to challenge each other and for playing time. And same thing. I mean, get people that'll rise to the top, and then as well as create depth.
And I know it's also a time that you might be experimenting with where a player even is on the field. Garrett Hope said that he kind of got thrown around for a while, and now he's settling in at middle linebacker. What have you seen from him?
Yeah, he's kind of one of those. He's kind of a tweener in a couple of different positions. He's really not big enough to be a defensive lineman. He's not necessarily that explosive guy that we want in Buck. But yet, on the same hand, he's got good size, and he's got, he's a strong kid. So we moved him inside, and I think eventually that's going to be a good fit for him. It gives you some against teams that want to line up, pound the ball at you. It gives you another option of, where you're not just playing athletic guys inside. You got to have some guys that have some size, and it allows us to be able to really be a bigger versus the run.
He said that he may have taken a while to get on the field and make an impact last year because in a game he wants to kill the opponent. In practice, it's his teammates. I mean, is there a way to try to coach that have the same intensity in practice?
I think that's one of the biggest challenges you have in the course of a spring is, where you're going against your own, friends and teammates. And I think it's sometimes hard for young men, 19, 20 years old to be able to understand that on the other side of that, you're trying to earn a position. You're trying to earn playing time. And so you have to put that out of your mind. When we cross that white line, they're not my friend. They're not my, teammate. They're in the way of me trying to play, and I got to make plays. All within the framework of the rules of the game, but you still have to be able to bring that passion and that intensity and the desire to want to become a better player.
The other day, Dana talked about the strength of defense being up the middle. With Shaq, and then talk about the 2 middle linebackers, Bruce and Kotowski, and then the safeties and Coach Joseph. Is that kind of where you see the strength of defense?
Well, it's like anything else. In baseball, you want to be strong up the middle. In football, it's no different. You want to be strong in the heart of your defense. So therefore, you look at the guys that we do have inside. With Shaq and Kwiatkowski and Bruce, and I tell you, the other guys that, Rig and Barber are doing good things, and they had a good day today, both those guys. And the guys we're trying to develop are Hope and Sean Walters. We've moved Sean inside. And so we got different types of skill set with each one of those guys, and then at Cook and Carl Joseph, like I said, we are strong up the middle. We got to become better on the perimeter of a defense. We're losing Josh and Tanner Scarvin, yeah. Sorry, he's only been gone a month. I already forgot his name. Losing Terrence to the field, we got to become, obviously better at the corner position. So there's no doubt that those are challenges for us this spring, corner and our outside play, the perimeter of our defense, because, that's where the ball, hopefully in the way our defense is designed is to push the ball to the perimeter. And so we got to have people out there that make plays. And Tonkery really has had really good practices over the course of the last week. I've really been pleased with what I've seen from him. It's his opportunity now, and with, like I said, with Terrence being gone, he's done some really good things.
You said back when we talked to you at the luncheon, you said that you're maybe a little bit backwards in your teaching, that you're harder on them when things are going well, and you're better to them when they're not. How would you say your demeanor has been this spring?
I've been pretty hard on them, because that's just the nature of young men, that are they get complacent at times. If they have a good day, well, that's not good enough. You got to have 2 good days, and then guess what? It's like I explained to them. It's never going to be good enough. When you meet whatever standard I set for you, I'm going to raise the bar, and then if we continually do that, practice after practice, day after day, throughout the course of time, you look back and you go, man, we've come a long way. So they understand that it's never going to be good enough, and it's not just about screaming and hollering at somebody. There's a passion and an intensity in which they need to develop themselves, because I ask them all the time, do you want a laid-back defensive coach? And I said, if you do, you're going to have a laid-back defense. We're not going to be laid back in any stretch of the imagination, and I'm going to continue to push them to demand and expect greatness from themselves as well as myself, and attention to detail and being diligent in every single thing you do. And once we get to that point, then we're going to continue to show improvement.